Good morning, kindergarten friends, and welcome to reading. First, I'm going to start with our morning message. Good morning, kindergarten friends. Today, Miss Gann is out due to her Bowie State graduation. In the afternoon, we will be having a catch-up day for any friends who need to complete missing work. I can't wait to see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Love, Miss Gann. In this unit, we have been talking about characters. We have decided to focus on how characters look different, their different personalities, how they solve problems differently, and some of the different problems that they get into. We know that we have characters, which are people, animals, and creatures in a story. Some of our stories can be animal fiction or fantasy, and this is when animal characters do things that animals cannot do in real life, meaning they wear clothes, they go to the store, they talk. Those are things animals cannot do in real life. We have also been talking about setting. We know the setting is the time and the place where a story occurs. This can happen in the day or night, and stories can happen in the city, it can happen at parties, in a castle, or even the beach. Today we are going to reread our story, The Little Helper. At the end of the story, we are going to talk about our characters, our setting, our problem, and our solution. We're also going to focus on the different characters in the story. Our story is called The Little Helper. One day, a tiny mouse crawled up a hill. Unfortunately, the hill wasn't a hill. It was a big, mighty lion who had been fast asleep. "Who dares to wake me?" "The king of the beasts," roared the lion. He grabbed the little mouse in his great big paw. The little mouse trembled and shook. "Forgive me, your majesty," he cried. "Please let me live. I will be able to help you one day." The lion laughed and laughed. "How could a tiny creature like you ever help the king of the beasts?" he said. "But you've put me in a good mood, so I will let you go." The grateful mouse thanked the lion and raced off as fast as he could. The next day, the mouse was skipping through the grass. Suddenly, he came upon the lion. This time, the king of the beasts was trapped in a hunter's net. "I can help you, your majesty," the little mouse cried. The mouse gnawed at the rope with his sharp little teeth until the ropes broke and the lion was free. "Thank you, my little friend," said the grateful lion. "You were right. Even a tiny creature like you can help a big, mighty creature like me." So in this story, we have two characters. We have the big, strong lion and the teeny tiny little mouse. If you recall from yesterday, we talked about the problem. And the problem is that our big lion was trapped in a hunter's net. And how was this problem solved? It was solved by this teeny tiny little mouse using his teeth to gnaw open the rope. And then if we look at this page, we can see that the two characters are becoming friends because the lion realized that no matter how small a creature can be, you can always help out a friend. What we're going to do right now is we're going to think about our little mouse friend in our story, and we're going to try to think about the mouse and what he did. Miss Gann's trying to make the screen a little bit bigger for you guys, but it's not working. All right. So what we need to focus about is what did the mouse do in the story to help the lion? What did he say and what did he do? All right, so we're going to have to do thumbs up or thumbs down. Did the mouse help the lion get free? If you said thumbs up, you were correct. That little mouse did solve the problem by gnawing on the rope. Did the mouse climb on the lion? We know that the mouse did climb on the lion because he did that in the first sentence. The lion scares away the mouse. So that didn't really happen in our story because the lion let the mouse go. But the mouse did beg for the lion to let him go after he caught him. So those are the three things that describe what happened to the mouse in our story. When we do our independent work, Miss Gann's going to explain what you're going to do about the lion. We have also been working with the letter S. The letter S makes the sound S. So when we read our card, we have S, sun, S. Go ahead and practice skywriting your letter S. So you're going to stop at that top line, swoosh down, meet it in the middle, and then give it a tail. You're going to do the same motion for the lowercase s, except you're going to start on the dotted line. All right, our next activity, we are going to do thumbs up, thumbs down for the things that start with the letter S sound, like in the word sun. So our first picture is the picture of corn. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Corn, corn. So nope, that doesn't start with the letter S, but then we have sunglasses, and sunglasses does. The next one is sandcastle. S makes that sound like a snake. We've also been working with single and plural nouns. We know that a noun is a person, place, or thing, or animal, and we know that a singular noun means one. With plural nouns, that means we're adding an S to the activity. So kid goes to kids, and cat goes to cats. So we have two words. We have friend and hill. So if we add an S to those activities, friend as a plural noun goes to friends with an S on the end, and hill goes to hills with an S on the end. All right, we're going to review our sight words. The first sight word is at. At. A-T. Look at the robot. Our next sight word is the. T-H-E, the. I like the cat. Find the word the. I like the cat. Our next sight word is we. We, W-E. We like to play. We like to play. Find the word we right here. All right, Miss Gann's going to go ahead and explain your independent work. On slide 2, you're going to look at the statements in red and decide, what did the lion feel in the story? Was the lion happy when the mouse helped him? Was the lion angry when the mouse woke him? Did the lion scare the mouse away? Or was he scared when he sees the mouse? So when you find your answers, you're going to move them up to the box. On slide 3, you're going to make the word lion and net plural by adding S's to them. On slide 4, you're going to look for the word that rhymes with sat. There's 2 of them. Is it cat, sat, sat and jam? Or is it sat and bat? There's 2 answers. You're going to use your 2 red circles. Our next sight word, you're going to read the word we. Over here, you're going to move them over to make we. You're going to use that red highlighting tape to highlight it. And then you're going to read it 3 times to a grown-up. We have a fish. And you're going to put it right back. You're going to move a star each time you read it. Okay? And then for the last slide, same activity. You're going to go ahead and read the sight word the. You're going to build it over here. You're going to highlight it, and then you're going to read the sentence 3 times. I saw the bug. All right, guys, that's your reading activities for today. If you get done early, you may go into iRead. If you get done iRead early, you may go through and fix any of your other assignments for December. All right, guys, Miss Gann will see you back at math.